Hey, thanks for coming on this week's podcast. This week, we're going to go real quick through how to set up a Facebook pay ad for insurance. So, step one, obviously go to Facebook and click the Create button in the upper middle right. When you click that, select Ad. And this might be the hardest part of the whole process. Basically, Facebook is going to give you some templates to choose from. And it can be a little bit confusing initially. You'll see that they give us, obviously traffic, engagement, video reviews, lead generations, messages. In my opinion, if you're an independent insurance agent, you want to consider three of the ads. And I made a little cheat sheet on the ones you should consider. So the first one is traffic. And basically what traffic means is you're going to set up an ad that sends somebody to a landing page, whether it's your website or another website, but you're basically generating traffic to that page. That type of ad is probably best if you're doing webinars and you're trying to get people to register for the webinar. The next one is lead generation. With lead generation, if they go through the ad, they are going to fill out a Facebook fillable form. So maybe they put their name, email, phone number. It'll generate a lead. You'll have to go into Facebook to see their information and contact them. Obviously that's good for a lot of different things. And then the third thing is messaging. And basically, a lot of people wouldn't think that this works well, but I've actually found that this one seems to convert the best for whatever reason. You'll set up an ad, then people will go in and they will actually message you that they're interested in either, talking with you or whatnot. So what I'm going to do is take you through setting up a quick message ad. Again, all these different types of widgets and templates have different purposes, but I think for insurance, we want to consider traffic, lead generation, and messages. So if I go into messages, the first thing we have to do is kind of name our ad. So I'm just going to call this message 1 and hit continue. The next thing we have to do is we have to set up our target market. And right now you can see that it's going to everyone in the United States. And over here on the right, there's 220 million Americans that it potentially can go to. For this specific ad, we are going to set it up to target people turning 65 for Medicare subs. So I'm going to choose, I'm going to change the United States to something a little bit more local. And I am going to just type in for the time being, Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm going to make the radius about 15 miles from the center of Atlanta. So now we're down to about 2.5 million people. Of course, we have to change the age range to 60. I suggest 63 to 65. The reason we're going to choose 63 is because sometimes, someone might be turning 65, but their spouse might be 63 and they might be on Facebook more. So just kind of a reason to consider that. This has our potential reach down to about 220,000. In my opinion, that's a little big, but for this example, we'll go with it. I always kind of suggest the potential reach should be somewhere between 15 and 100,000. Anyway, so that's kind of phase 1. Set up your target market with where they live and what their age is. Step 2 is to set up our budget. And what I always suggest is always choose the lifetime budget. I always get a call from somebody who says, I accidentally did a daily budget and I kind of forgot about this for a while and I spent all this money. Who can I call at Facebook to help me? Long story short, I don't know if there's anyone to call. So always do a lifetime budget, maybe have it run for a week or two. The worst thing that happens is your ad expires and, obviously you go in and reactivate it. So that's step 2, setting up your budget. Obviously, the more money you spend, the more people of your target market who will see your post. So you can see like $50 over a week gets us about 300 or 400 views. If I change this to 100, it gets us up to about 600-700 views. So it doubles. So anyway, the more you spend, the more people who will see your ad in your target. So that's step 2. Step 3 is we basically have to set up the ad. And, there's obviously a lot of different things you can do. You can do multiple pictures, you can do videos, you can do one image. For this specific sample, I'm going to create a real simple ad that just kind of has one image. And the beautiful thing with Facebook is they actually have a lot of stock photos. So click under media, click add media, then click add image. And to make it even more complicated, in the upper left-hand corner, click account images and go to stock photos. And again, we're going to, for this specific example, going to do some Medicare. So I'm just going to type in the word Medicare, and it's going to give me a tremendous amount of pictures to choose from. I'm a big believer that people actually read the pictures. So I think it's important that the picture, kind of explains what you're trying to do. So I'm going to select this Medicare just ahead image. Again, people turning 65, we're going to imply that Medicare is upcoming here. So you'll see over here on the right that the image is in place, right? So over here on the left, we are going to start to type in our primary text. So I'm just going to type in real quick, do you have an upcoming birthday? Are you confused about insurance? Request I'm just going to actually say, talk with a local Atlanta insurance professional. Now, just a few things. Number one, I've always found that it works a little bit better if you get localized in your post. I'm referencing Atlanta. I'm referencing birthday. The more local you can make it, I think the better you're going to do. The second tip, you can only put 3 lines of content here. I constantly get people who will send me a paragraph of things to post. I mean, that's great, but once you start to go to the 4th line, you will see that Facebook over here on the right will put a see more. We don't want that. We want to make sure that all the text is visible. So that's kind of the first part of setting up the ad. You can control the stuff here at the bottom. So instead of having it say connect to Messenger, let's just put message us for a free consultation, right? So when we do that, it's going to change down there. And that's kind of what the ad's going to look like. The final thing that you can do is you can create some automated responses. So if you go in and click on create chat, Facebook is going to give, so long story short, if somebody clicks on your ad, they click the send message button because they want a free consultation, they can either A, type anything they want, or B, we can give them some pre-populated things that they can click on. So I'm just going to put, I would like a free consultation. And bear with me, sometimes this takes a second to update. I don't know why. So who knows what I actually typed. But, long story short, that will change. And yes, I understand there's typos in this. Of course, I would fix it if I was really doing it. So anyway, we can have a question that says, I would like a free consultation. And then we can put an automated response that just says, please let me know your name and phone number, or email and phone number. So what I'm getting at is they click on the message button. They can then choose, I would like a free consultation. And then it will actually chat back to them, asking them for their name and phone number. And, you might get a lead at 2 in the morning. If someone has done that, at least it looks like you're talking to them, and you'll get their phone number when you wake up in the morning. So anyway, again, this was meant to be quick. I hope it's helpful. But again, keep at it. And, remember my little cheat sheet here. There's kind of 3 types of ads you want to consider. Traffic, we're going to send people to landing pages, probably best for webinars. B, lead generation. They fill out a form within Facebook. And then C, messages. That's what I just did. If someone's interested, they send you a quick message, and then you chat back with them, get their contact info, and do what you got to do. Hopefully this was helpful. Talk to everyone soon.